Hey guys, Rob here with McDojoLife. In today's McDojo news, we're going to talk about how one martial arts school accidentally almost got in some major hot water with a local politician due to a sign they posted outside their facility. Let's check out the story. A Casca business owner said what was intended to be a motivational sign ended up incorrectly misinterpreted as a threat against Republican candidate Bob Stefanowski. The Greenwich Police Department was called Tuesday morning after people working at a state GOP field office on East Putnam Avenue saw a sign hanging nearby that said, "Kill Bob" on it. Captain Mark Zuccarella of the Greenwich Police Department says that the GPD had received a complaint about the sign and investigated the situation on Tuesday morning. The sign had nothing to do with any candidate for office or any other person, Zuccarella stated in an email. There was a martial arts studio next to the Greenwich RTC. The classes use a practice dummy the children named Bob. The sign, created by children in the class, was posted on the fence for students to see when they were in class practicing. Jonathan Simon, headmaster and co-founder of Greenwich Kempo, confirmed that the sign referred to Bob, a dummy used by his students during their training. He said the sign, with the words spelled out in colored tape and flowers or stars drawn on it, was hung as motivation for a local student trying for her black belt. It was supposed to be supportive. Bob is a punching dummy. Bob lives in the dojo all year round except for the magical time twice a year where he gets to go outside and feel the wind on his face. As part of the test for black belt, Simon said students go into the parking lot to, quote, give Bob a tour of the outside world by carrying the dummy across the length of the parking lot. Simon compared the tradition to the military code of never leaving a man behind. Anytime Bob falls over from the wind or anything else, he has to be picked up before the testing students carry him around to see the nearby flowers and trees. Simon, who along with his wife have run the family-owned business in town for close to a decade, said nobody intended to cause any alarm. Despite the use of the word kill on the sign, Simon said the intent was never to promote violence. This is not what we do, what we believe, or how we operate, Simon wrote in an email to Greenwich Time. We do not ever glorify violence, encourage our students to kill anything or anything remotely similar. He said the poster was made by a 13-year-old girl trying to support her best friend through a section of the test. The sign was written by teenagers, so you have to remember how they speak. The way they wish each other luck is not to say good luck, but rather to say, kill this section of the test. Simon said similar posters are generally kept on display for a few days so students can, quote, bask in their victory, which is why it was still there on Tuesday. He said he wished someone had come to the dojo to ask about the sign before contacting the police. But after the sign was explained and it became apparent there was no threat against anyone, staff and police had friendly conversations about what happened and the misunderstanding, he said. We were able to get the whole thing cleared up, Simon said. We can laugh about it now, but we've spent the last 10 years in town really building grassroots relationships and really taking care of kids and their families throughout town at our studio and in our after-school programs through the YWCA. We don't want there to be any misunderstandings, and I offered my personal apologies to anyone in the RTC office and with the Stefanowski campaign. I can't imagine how scared they felt. Sarah Clark, communications director for the Stefanowski campaign, said the campaign had no comment on the sign incident other than to praise the speed and professionalism Greenwich police showed in responding. Stefanowski is challenging incumbent Democrat Governor Ned Lamont, a town resident, in a rematch of their 2018 race. And as a happy ending to the story, Simon said the karate student passed her test and now has a black belt. Let's unpack it. Martial arts students about to be testing. They have what seems to be signs made every time they do one of these tests by students, friends, and things like that. Seems like the sign that was made this time was called Kill Bob, and it was tastelessly hung outside their studio right next to the campaign office of a person also named Bob who's running for political office. On one hand, it's very cool that they have been able to be in the community for so long. It's also cool that they have these traditions that kids can look forward to when it comes time to testing and things like that. But how tone deaf could you possibly be in this moment? You hung a sign right next to a campaign office with a guy who's campaigning named Bob, and you hung a sign up that says Kill Bob. Yes, it was a middle schooler who made the sign. I get that. But the middle schooler wasn't the one who put the sign there. The adult in charge who knew better put the sign there. Have you ever been outside a campaign office? Only thing outside campaign offices is just signs everywhere. Bob Stefanowski, Bob Stefanowski. Bob's name is all over the place. And then magically they put this sign right next door that says Kill Bob. What did you think people were going to expect? And it's not like their campaign office was somewhere across town. It was literally next door to the studio. I don't blame the kids one bit in this. I blame the tone-deaf people in charge of the studio. Look, man, I've been doing martial arts business consulting for literally over a decade now. And in that time, one thing that's discussed a lot is how you advertise your facility. One thing no one should ever do if you're trying to advertise your facility is have any sign whatsoever that says kill anything. And I get it. Bob's just a dummy, and it's a misunderstanding. I understand that. But how was anyone else who's never done martial arts supposed to know that? They never would. Treat this, like every other news story we've done, as a learning lesson here. When you're advertising your martial arts facility, stay away from words like kill anything. It doesn't make you look good. It doesn't make you look tough. It just kind of makes you look bad. With that said, I can't wait to hear what your thoughts are about this in the comment sections below. Be sure to write them. Let me hear them. And also, feel free to share this story around. We're almost at 75,000 followers right now. Our goal by the end of the year is to get to 100,000 followers, and we could do that with your help. So if you'd like, one little thing that you could do for us to help us get there is go to any one of our videos that we've ever posted and just share them. Share your favorite one so that way we can get a little step closer down the road and being able to provide you better content as we grow. As always, thank you all for the likes, comments, shares, subscriptions, and even memberships. You guys who are members are awesome, and I appreciate you for being a member. That monthly payment helps us out so much to continue to grow, so I appreciate you so much. Thank you. By the way, keep the martial arts legit.
No, she don't come back no more for your dinner at home, 'cause she out practicing a ninja mind control. I don't know how she can fall for such lunacy, claiming he can kill dudes and kill lupus with chi. And now she sees on some private instruction, something about learning trigger point seduction. Me never thought my baby do dirt or was stray, but something tell me that my baby's under her sensei.